Here in the Iron Den. I had a nice upper body workout starting with bench. How is everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight anyway? Oops. Okay. See how everybody's doing tonight. I'm just relaxing here. I just worked out pretty hard. Had a good workout. I did bench. And I did some shoulder press with dumbbells and some curls with dumbbells. And that's it. That's all I needed to do. All of them very hard workout. 345 for 5 on the bench. Yeah. Yeah, just waiting for people to show up here tonight. I'm sure somebody will be here soon. And remember, this is a powerlifting channel. We talk about sobriety here. So if you have anything to say tonight, that's okay. Anybody that's trolling, I just block you automatically. I usually get a bunch of them. No big deal. People that usually live in mama's basement. Here's one person. Hey, welcome to my channel. Tonight I did an upper body workout. I benched first, flat bench to 345 for 5, which is good since 335 the last time was very hard to get 5. This time I got 345 for 5, which went up pretty good. Oh, that one ditched quickly. That's okay though. That's cool. That's okay. I'm sure more people will show up. So the subjects on my channel are sobriety, powerlifting, home repair even. I do a lot of home repair. Music, I love heavy metal and all kinds of music. Got somebody here. Hello, how are you doing, Cody? How's it going? Welcome to my channel. Did you work out tonight, Cody? I did a nice upper body workout. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I did an upper body workout. I did bench first, flat bench. I always start with the bar. 2 sets with the bar, 2 sets, 135. Good. I'm glad you did. Oh, wow, awesome. Play baseball, cool. I did 2 sets of 225 for 5. Nice. Yep. It's a nice day out there today. A little bit chillier here, but it's not still getting the springtime's definitely showing up here. Then I did a set of 315, and then I went to 345. I got that for 5, and then I did 315 for 7. Just like a pyramid. I always pyramid. Hey, Kelly. Oh, I thought I saw Kelly. See, my eyes are going. It's Cody. Yeah, that's great, though. Thank you, Cody. I'll be 57 on April 12th. 57 years old. I'm trying to push myself pretty hard, without getting injured. So I'm not really like doing any real maxes or anything. So I did 315 for 7, and then I did dumbbell presses, and I do have those self spotters, with the handles or whatever. But you know what? I hadn't done dumbbell presses in a while, and up until about 2.5 months ago, and I couldn't get those 80 pounds myself for that 2.5 months. And up to a year and a half ago, I was popping up the hundreds, no problem. But I just lost. Thank you, I appreciate it. Blue Squid. No, I don't golf. I do like the sport, though. I do enjoy watching it sometimes. Thank you. So I did the 80s for 10 reps or whatever. No problem. I got them up, but it was a struggle on the left arm for some reason. I'm going to buy some heavier dumbbells. I want to get back to where I was doing the hundreds, 105s on the shoulder press, for 10 reps. One message to the world. Boy, that's a good question. Stay if you drink a lot, don't drink anymore. Stay sober. Don't smoke cigarettes. Work out hard. Treat others how you would like to be treated probably would be the best one. Sham, okay, all right. Well, we're gonna block you. That's no problem. All right. No, no timeout. We're blocking. Where is it? Oh, hide user. There we go. Yeah, we just blocked one guy who's an idiot. That's fine. Yeah, treat others how you'd like to be treated. I've been sober for over a decade now, and I meant no disrespect. How are your joints? Oh, my joints are fine. They're fine. People are surprised. My shoulders and everything. They're fine. You know, I get a little bit more sore, as I get older, especially when I wake up in the middle of the night. He just said something stupid. That's all. I just don't. I don't have time for that negativity. I just don't. If I don't have time anymore, I'm getting older. I don't want to deal with that and argue with people about bullshit. And there's a lot of trolls. They call them trolls on here. They try to get you upset. That's what they try to do. Most of them live in mama's basement. But yeah, the joints are fine. Which is surprising. A lot of guys my age, the shoulders are gone. See, I didn't start training hard until I was maybe 48, 49 years old. And I didn't start powerlifting until I was 51. So it's been about 5 years now. Has it been 5 years? It was 2020. Yeah, it's been 5 years. Yep. 2020 in February, right before COVID hit, was my first powerlifting competition. It was a little push-pull competition called the beginners meet. It still shows up on my open powerlifting, which I've done. I think I've done 19 or 20 of them so far, competitions. Yeah, it was just a little one. I wasn't really ready for it. My friend talked me into it. I was kind of nervous, of course, but I ended up benching 350 in that one. Wow, with how old can you be if you started? What do you mean by that? Where are you? No, I wasn't the old. I might have been. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'd have to look back at it. I've done so. When you've done 19 or 20, I might have done 20 of them. It's kind of hard to remember who was there, where. Sometimes I don't remember where I was at. Oh, I only did 455 or something. I hadn't been training the deadlift hard on when I at that time. I might have been 52. No, I was 51. I was gonna be 52. Yeah. I actually, what did I do? I got up about a year later. I got up to about 540 on the deadlift, so about 100 pounds more. I got up to a 540, and I broke I broke the record for Revolution powerlifting with a 540. I broke it 3 times. The record was 525 for my age group, 50 to 55. No, 50 to 54. I'm sorry, super heavyweight. The record was only 525 or 530 or whatever. No, it was 525. So I did 530 in one meet, and then I did 540, and that bro. And then I was lucky enough. 2 weeks later, I flew to Ohio to the Larry Pacifico Challenge in Dayton, Ohio, town near Dayton. Larry Pacifico, the famous powerlifter. He's right here, actually. Let me show you. That's him in the background right there with Vincenello, right there. Vincenello's the first man to deadlift over 800 pounds at under 200 pounds. Larry Pacifico had a 600-pound bench, over 800-pound squat, and high 700 deadlift. And back in the day, had about 230 pounds. But he flew me down. We became good friends. He likes my story of recovery that I had. I was homeless for over a decade and a half, on and off. So he likes the story of someone who's made a comeback in their life. I was living in homeless shelters. I was in jails and institutions. Thank you. I really appreciate that, John. I appreciate that. So anyways, he flew me down there and he wanted me to break my own deadlift record, but I was kind of beat up, but I did beat it by point 0.1 pounds. And he really treated me like family. He paid for everything. He had my room ready for me. He let me use a vehicle. Took me to the Outback. Had the Outback the next day because he wasn't feeling well. Sent me prime rib to my room. Uh, that really inspired me. I ended up benching 342 only then. You know, now I just did that for 5. I've done 345 for, I think the most I've gotten it for is 8 times. And that was about a year ago. I've gotten 345 for 8. So I was doing more than my max. I can do more than my max now. I can rep it then, you know, what I was doing then. I actually failed with 352 on the bar. I couldn't lock it out. The breakthrough meet I had was with American Powerlifting Association, and that's me right here. I'll show you when I got inducted into the APA Hall of Fame. Right there was 2 years after my first meet, about maybe a year and a half, something like that. It was my breakout meet. I ended up squatting, I think in the high 400s. It wasn't very, the best. But my squat, I had just started squatting really heavy and learning how to squat in my early 50s. I didn't know what the hell I was doing till I was in my early 50s. I didn't know how to squat properly. It was in the high 400s. And then I ended up with a 370 bench, which was 20 pounds more than than I had ever done before in a powerlifting meet. And then I ended up deadlifting, I think like 570 or something like that. And then I did that one. Then I did an RPS meet, and I did pretty good there. I ended up benching, I think, 380 or 390. No, 380. And deadlifting like 580. And I think that was my first. I squatted 525 in that one. And that was a few months after the APA meet. And then a couple of more meets went by. I did okay. And then I had my best meet where I squatted 530 pounds raw. How many calories? I have no idea. I don't count calories. Oh, welcome, Ray. Hi. I had my best meet at about, I think I was 54. No, I was 54 years old. So it was a couple of years ago, almost 3. It was a hot, hot day. And it was in Connecticut. And it was in a big warehouse type gym. And that's very good. It was a big warehouse gym. It was very hot, no air conditioning in there. I had my best meet in there. I did a 530 raw squat. You can look it up. All my numbers are online on Open Powerlifting. And I ended up benching 390, and I deadlifted 600 pounds raw. And hi, and Reaper. Good. My day's going good. I ended up benching 345 for 5, which is the most I've done in a couple of months at least in here. Yeah. The secret for me at my age is you can't go balls to the wall 365 days a year. You got to give your body a chance. I used to be able to do that even up until I was like 50, You can't go crazy all the time. You got to do it in kind of like cycles almost. Like not cycles, but in like, you know what I mean? Like go hard for a couple of months and then back off for a little while, get in some reps. Yeah, it rained, not today. It rained a little bit here, I think earlier. Anyways, yeah, that was my best meet. And then 3 weeks after that, I was just gonna do push pull because my body was pretty beat up, and I benched 400 pounds for the first time at 54 years old. And I was gonna deadlift, but I ended up injuring myself during the warm ups, and that's what I wasn't able to deadlift. I got the 400-pound bench. I changed it with the scorekeeper there. I said, just put me down as bench only, and he gave me a break and let me do that. And then from there, I started refereeing. I started doing refereeing at the APA. I took the test and all that, and I love doing that. I love the service work of being a referee, and mostly in Connecticut, I've done it. Being a referee, if I'm injured or whatever, I don't feel like I'm ready to do one. I'll go there and referee, hang out. Like with Mike Birch, I uh, I always go there when I've only missed one time when Mike Birch has competed. Only one time. I've seen him break several records. You know the old guy, Mike Birch, 75 years old. Just a few weeks ago, he deadlifted 510 at 181 pounds at 75 years old. I was the head referee, and he was joking with me later on. Probably not joking, but he told me, he goes, I had to pull this up and get it because you were right in front of my face, Allan. Because we're like best friends, me and Mike. You know, he says, I had to get it. You're right there in front of me as head referee. He says, there's no way in hell I was going to miss that deadlift. And he ended up getting it. He only attempted one deadlift. He just pulled I don't even know if he warmed up, to be honest with you. I think he just walked over there and deadlifted 510. My battery's starting to die on this. He's a different breed, Mike Birch. If you ever get a chance, check out some of his videos. I have them on my channel. He also has some. He's got one of them that's got. Oh, I have one video on my YouTube channel of him deadlifting 515 that has well over 2 million views. Hello there. I'm only 21, but you are an inspiration. Feel like I'm wasting. Yeah, getting in the gym. You know, just be consistent. Don't take it too. Just last time I did my shoulder's been a little sore, so I've had to back off. I just started doing those again about a month ago. I hadn't done them in like 2 years, maybe. 235, somewhere around there. I did that without a problem. Seated shoulder press, you know. I'd like to get back to it, but I'm not going to do it if my shoulder's sore, you know, doing it. It got sore, and that was from at the end of my bench workout. I did 315. I was going for 10, and I couldn't lock out my strong arm for some reason, my right arm. I ended up straining my shoulder a little bit, so that's probably why my shoulder's sore. But if something's sore like that, you just got to train around it. Don't worry about it, you know. Train around it. Don't try to put a round peg in a square hole, you know. That's all. You can't keep training when it's that bad hurt, you know. Don't do it. I used to do that when I was younger, you know, stupid stuff. Yeah, that's how you end up wearing yourself out. Anonymous No Life. I want to specialize on them instead of bench. Yeah, I really don't know too much about, you know, I'll be honest with you. I just like to do a pyramid scheme. Like I'll start off with a very light weight, you know, and I'll do like 15 reps and I'll do 2 sets of that. Then I'll go to a moderate weight and do 8 reps, you know, and then I'll do a heavy. Then I might do a heavy single or 5 or 3 or whatever. Depends on how I feel. There are plenty of they call them cookie cutter programs out there. I never got into doing a program. They do work. Don't get me wrong. What is it, Small Off program and all that. West Side. There's West Side, which works. You know, they all work, but I just don't. I'm just not one of those types of guys that likes to do a program. It's kind of an old school approach I do. This guy Ray Noble, he's got a good book. It's called Life Inside the Iron Game. He actually he came close to beating Larry Pacifico. Not really close. He knew he was going to come in second. I actually have a picture of him over here, Ray. And he also you can look his name up, Ray, and it's Nobile. He's got a couple of videos on there, TV shows that he was in the British Strongest Man competition in 1979 and 1984. He came in fourth out of, I think, 10 people. He was the smallest member as far as weight. That's him right there, Ray. That's from his British Strongest Man. There's a picture of me right there. There's one of my favorite bodybuilders right there, Frank Zane. Yep, right there, Frank Zane. There's a friend of mine, Pat Nevey, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's Larry Pacifico attempting, I think it's 755 squat, which he easily did. He's talking to Vince Anello right here. That's Gary Stridon. There is Larry with some women. Yeah, and that's Mike Birch right there, I believe, benching. Right there. There's me with Mike Birch right there. But yeah, Ray was then he did bodybuilding. He won the European Championship. So he did 3 iron sports. Well, bodybuilding's really not a sport, but close enough. He got into it, did really good. He's one of my favorite. I don't know. I just always liked him as a kid, As a kid, he looked like a guy, that just Mr. Symmetrical and looked like something. He didn't do a real lot of heavy drugs to get like that. I know he did some stuff, but very light drugs. He just had the genetics at that time period. You know, I don't know. He's not one of my favorites. Not my favorite bodybuilder. I don't really, and I don't like any of the new school guys. So I don't really go for any of those guys. At all. I don't follow any of that. I think to me, just my opinion, it started going downhill about the middle of Dorian Yates as Mr. Olympias. Then the guy, they got into, and I know it for a fact because I was friends with an amateur bodybuilder back in the mid '90s. They started getting into the insulin and GH real heavy. They were doing it before, but they really got into it in the early and mid '90s. The GH and insulin. And then my friends told me, he came up to me one day in the gym. It was about 1996. He goes, check this stuff out. I put a quarter of an inch on my arm and I didn't even have to work out. That was when first time I ever heard of that synthol oil. He said, yeah, Allan, all the bodybuilders are doing it. Flex Wheeler's doing it. They're all doing that synthol oil. And that was a real turnoff. He ended up getting an infection in his arm from doing it. Flex Wheeler really took a beating, boy. He looked like hell. He had one of the best physiques, you know what I mean? And he couldn't beat Yates, and then he couldn't beat Ronnie Coleman. So then he did the dumb thing. He started injecting that in his arms. And he looked like hell. And then he ended up losing his leg. He lost his leg. I don't know how he did. Probably from injecting something in there. Who the hell knows? But anyways, I know they work out hard and all that. It's not my cup of tea at all. Lee Haney was very good. Lee Haney, of course, Arnold, Dave Draper. I like all the old school guys. Yeah, those guys were strong too. The old school guy, Franco Colombo, very strong guy. But yeah, and then the 1980 Mr. Olympia. Yeah, Lee Haney's a nice guy, a Christian man, very nice guy, and 8-time Mr. Olympia. Nobody could beat him, believe me. Once he started rolling on that, started going as Mr. Olympia. Nobody could beat him. But I do like the old school guys. They actually did powerlifting also. I'm vincing it. Vincing what? Mike Menser, yeah, versus Arnold. He was very disappointed that he didn't place higher than Mr. Olympia 1980, Mike Menser. It pretty much made him very depressed. Arnold should have never won that in 1980. He didn't have it. He should have come in maybe fifth or sixth. My best is 600 pounds raw, no belt, no straps in competition. You know, lately it hasn't been that high. We'll see what it is. Hey, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. I'll tell you. You can watch. I'll see how much I can do tomorrow. It fluctuates. It's like the stock market with me. Um, Lee Haney, though, yeah, one of my favorites in that in the '80s. Jerry Stridon was good. Barry Stridon was good. Uh, '70s bodybuilders, probably my favorite era was the '70s. Even though I didn't even know what bodybuilding was when I was that young. No, I don't trade in the markets. I don't have it like that. I'm in debt right now from all this equipment. I owe money for the bars and everything. I'm starting to pay it all off though, you know. Hey, I wanted the best equipment, you know what I mean, that I could use in here because it's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about that about the Mary Jane. Yeah, it's definitely worth the equipment. You know what I mean? You could buy something stupid with the money. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any kind of recreational drugs. The only thing coffee is about it. You know. Yeah, gym equipment is very expensive. Expensive, that's for sure, man. I got a Texas deadlift bar that was 400, about 400 bucks. I got a 55-pound Texas squat bar that was just about the same, maybe a little more, actually a little more. And then I got this very nice bench bar that was about 350. And then I bought the I know exactly what Mary Jane is. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. Yeah, that's cool. You know what? Speaking of a Smith machine, John, this very nice guy named Bert, who I went to high school with, we graduated together. He has been a prison guard at Walpole, which is like a maximum security prison since the '90s, and he gave me this. I'll show you. He gave me this dumbbell rack over here, and right over here, he gave me the dumbbell rack and all these dumbbells. He also gave me these mats I have on the floor that were in Walpole. They were going to throw them out. He's going to give me a Smith machine, possibly. He's got it in his garage. I'll take it. Hell yeah. You're going to give me free equipment that's expensive. I will take it. And I will find a spot for it in here, believe me. Bulk up fast, eat a lot. That's about all I can tell you. You know, eat a lot. And it depends on your job. Maybe it depends on a lot. The job you do, and also, yeah, those work very good. The horse mats. Yep. I got a couple of them in here I bought from Ocean State Job Lot, it's called. But yeah, eventually I'd like to get more mats. I had more of them. I used to have this gym at my niece's house, and she's got them down in her cellar, and it's hard to get a hold of her. She's like she's a recluse or a recluse, you call it. Her grandmother was 102 years old and left her a few $1 million, and she's not an easy person to get a hold of, you know. And I left all my equipment there. Some of it's still down there, a lot of mats and stuff. Yeah, how to bulk up fast? Just eat a lot. That's all you can do is intake more calories than than you burn off. That's all. Yeah, that's a cool thing to have. I mean, hey, nothing against the Smith machine's fine. I'm just looking around in here. I'm going to get a hold of them. I don't know where I can put it, you know. Any advice on how? Okay, yeah, I read that already. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you taste brands UK, that's fine. Yeah, body workouts, whatever you enjoy doing. I enjoy powerlifting because I'm pretty good at it. I just put up. Let me see here. I got several records I've broken for my age group for different federations. That's it. One of them's right here. Let me see if I can get it over here. It's right here, right there. Yeah, there it is. That's my friend Chris Siegler. He was in a Bosch commercial on the Super Bowl during the Super Bowl. A very good friend of mine. He also is in that show about Jesus on Angel Network. It's called The Chosen. I just put that picture up. Here's a 405 bench press I did right here. 405 bench. I did that at 56 years old. Me and Mike Birch. Where is it? somewhere up there. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat something in a few minutes. I'm having a. It's been a good live stream, you know. Yeah, the weight gain is all right. I depends on what you want, you know. It's a lot of, I don't know. You'd have to look in to see what the filler is in there. The old school weight gainer was all it was a bunch of sugar and stuff, empty calories, you know. I'm sure they got some better stuff out there now, though, you know. Well, everybody have a good night. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Good evening, everybody in England. I don't know what time it is in London, but you have a good day also.